Yeah, let's check this out. This is from America First Legal. It's a gold check mark, which means it's an organization, right? This account is verified because it's an official organization. Good. Over the last 4 years, the Biden-Harris administration has steadily transformed FEMA, the agency responsible for responding to natural disasters like Hurricane Helene, into an illegal alien resettlement agency that emphasizes DEI over public safety, and there's a threat. The program may also receive funding to award the National Board of Distribution to local service organizations that provide humanitarian relief to families and individuals encountered by the Department of Homeland Security, DHS. The Shelter and Service Program is designed to exclusively provide sheltered services to illegal aliens. Over $1 billion in taxpayer dollars have been allocated between fiscal year 2023, fiscal year 2024. Example of $1 billion, FEMA gave $38 million to New York City, a sanctuary city overrun by illegal. Is that what the $2,000 in prepaid credit debit cards came from? The $38 million that came from FEMA? Moreover, the Emergency Food and Shelter Program has been reshaped to provide funding to, quote, families and individuals encountered by the DHS, aka illegal aliens. Beyond allocating billions of taxpayer dollars to illegal aliens, the agency has been entirely captured by the equity agenda, a euphemism for discrimination. For example, one of their initiatives to address equity by prioritizing casework and evaluation for direct housing eligibility for vulnerable populations to include those with access to functional needs for those who have a primary language other than English. They even went so far as to publish a post-disaster guide for local officials and leaders in November for achieving equitable recovery. You got Joe Biden coming out. Oh, Joe Biden getting his photo up, getting in the face of this baby. And this baby now has looked into the eyes of evil. They accuse Trump of going and get the photo ops. They are what they accuse others of doing. What we're seeing across North Carolina right now is bigger than politics. There are no red or blue states. We are one United States of America. What you are is the United States. This is the Biden administration for Ukraine, is what you are. It's the Biden administration for illegal aliens. Chris Martenson. This needs to go far and wide to put pressure on the government to do the right thing and save lives. From Chris Martenson, PhD. This evening, from a Peak Prosperity member to me via PM at my site. I can't post this online because it's not quite public yet, but the government officials had a town meeting with all of the residents of Chimney Rock and basically told them the town was being bulldozed, bodies and all, and the land was being seized by the federal government. They would not be able to move back, and basically their homes, the ones that were standing, were no longer theirs, and the federal government owned it all. I don't know what crazy play this is for land. There's some argument, there's some theorizing that there's lithium in the ground there. As someone who lives in Charlotte and has friends who live in the area of Western North Carolina, they are not being helped, and this is actually being a stand-down operation by the federal government. What the heck? That's quite disturbing. Is this firsthand, secondhand, or more distant info? Our friend owns an Airbnb in Chimney Rock. They had a town meeting yesterday, and some from the federal government told them all of these things in the town meeting, but doesn't want the information getting out. Also, they are not picking up the bodies. The stench of the bodies everywhere is insane. For some reason, the government does not want to pick up the bodies. One pastor at a local church was going to order to door delivering. I guess it was going door to door delivering water, and they changed their delivery request to body bags because this is going to be corroborated by what I heard in our locals community in a second. I'll bring this out to you as well. They're not picking up the bodies. They don't want to identify the bodies, and they're just leaving them to rot in the streets. I'm stunned. This is beyond anything I could have imagined. And even very recently, you always pick up and bury the dead. It's what humans do. They are violating every possible custom on purpose. Thank you for keeping me informed. People need to know this. Let me know when you be comfortable sharing it, anonymized, of course. You can post the message needs to get out. Something evil is going on in the North Carolina mountains. I just didn't want to be identified. Just today, we filled up a trailer for a shelter in Hendersonville, North Carolina, that had no food for tons of moms and babies. All the stores around are empty or locked. In Charlotte, North Carolina, 2,000 people haven't eaten anything or drank in 6 days and just got an SOS message out for help. I'm trying to tag the Cayenne Navy and operation, but people are dying by the minute. Multiple truckers have reported having tires slashed. Our friends from Chimney Rock said they have heard multiple stories of people being robbed at gunpoint, making supply runs. 2 people that drove down to Charlotte yesterday and today. One we helped said bodies in trees all over ditches in major roads. Something weird is going on here. God bless you. Let me know if I can help. Then something with a large national megaphone needs to amplify how bad it is. People are now starting to die trapped. My town is Operation Airdrop North Carolina Central Command. They need pilots with planes and now are asking just for trucks. People with big equipment are needed, but more than anything, the nation needs to put pressure on Washington to deploy the National Guard ASAP. The 82nd was begging to go since Saturday, but has been told to stand down every fucking Apache. We should have flying rescue missions. Please amplify the message. Just spoke to a friend of mine in law enforcement in North Carolina. He said that they have, and I quote, already used over 500 body bags. And there are bodies in trees, mud, cars, houses everywhere. No Fed support whatsoever. No money, people. Sorry. Mayorkas said they spent $1 billion on illegals, so they do not have enough for hurricanes. Well, I don't know if he said it quite that way, but he said FEMA's out of money. They don't have the money. They're all tapped out. It's amazing that this is how, they say bankruptcy happens very slowly than all at once. This is what they mean. You piss around, squander your money when you have it, or at least when you think you have some disposable income, disposable money, which is not yours in the first place. Piss it away off your pet projects of treating illegal immigrants better than American citizens. And then the shit hits the fan in America and you're like, oh, well, shit. Sorry, guys, we spent all your money already. I hope it felt good while we did it. So I don't know how you stay optimistic in this. Look at this. Look at this. This is the footage that, here, look at this. This is the stuff of nightmares.
All right, we got to think about getting out of here because this is going to be.
What do you do after this?
James, you all right, bud?
I mean, the things that are going through my neurotic, obsessive, compulsive, hypochondriacal mind. Bacteria in this water. Electricity. I mean, I guess electricity has to be shut down already. This is from Hendersonville, North Carolina.
All right.
David Road via Storyful. That is 4 feet of stagnant water, for those of you who are listening to this on podcast.
James, you all right, bud?
That is a woman holding a cat in her lap, sitting in stagnant, festering, water. I mean, Lord knows what's in that water. I presume the electricity is off, so nobody needs to worry about getting electrocuted. And then where's it going to recede to? But let's just go with one more to really make your stomach. Look how she loves wearing the seal of the vice. Does that say the vice president, or does that say? Okay, thank goodness it only says Vice President of the United States. She's not yet usurping the role that we know has been relinquished by demented Joe. Listen to this.
I've been reading and hearing about the work you've been doing over the last few days, and I think it really does represent some of the best of what we each know can be done, especially when we coordinate around local, state, and federal resources to meet the needs of people who must be seen, must be heard. These are
must
very
be seen,
times.
Must be heard. This DEI progressive platitude, you heard. Trudeau says it. Chrystia Freeland says it. Jagmeet Singh says it. Kamala Harris. I won't say what it makes me want. It makes me want to puke. I'll say it. It makes me want to puke listening to these scoundrels. You need to be seen. Are they seen and heard, Kamala? Here, I see you. I hear you. We'll come knocking on your door if one's left to give you your $750.
Must be seen, must be heard. These are very difficult times. And in a moment of crisis, I think that really does bring out the best of who we are. And you each recognize that important and good work. So I'm here to thank you and to listen. And Senator, I want to thank you for the work that you've been doing on behalf.
They sit around and they jerk each other off while
talking
people
to me
die.
and the president and many others about making sure that the federal resources get to this beautiful state. So thank you all. I've been reading and hearing about the work. It makes me
sick and it makes me angry. They are sitting around, stroking each other's egos, probably stroking other stuff, patting each other on the back, job well done, while people, by all accounts, are dying, rotting in trees, rotting in ditches, going hungry. And what do we know? We're a week out from this thing. Joe Biden gives his first press conference 4 days later. Sounds like a sick old man with COPD. There's nothing wrong with being sick, old, or having COPD, but not when you're supposed to be leading the most powerful nation on earth. Leading into a freaking ditch is what's going on right now. Oh, you wonder if there's anything political about this? A month out from the election, make them suffer, demoralize them. Not just demoralize them, make them understand that they care about non-citizens, illegals, and foreign wars more than they care about you. They have more money for that than they have money for you. It's your own gosh darn money that they have squandered and laundered. And then they sit around in their nice, clean, dry, electrified rooms with their beautiful jackets, patting each other on the back of a job well done. They've lost billions of dollars that they cannot account for in terms of the aid going to Ukraine. You imagine that the argument would be, it is such a dire emergency to support the war in Ukraine that it's worth the billions, tens of billions of dollars that's unaccounted for, lost, corruptly siphoned off, et cetera, et cetera. This is when is this report from? Just going back, January 11, 2024, beginning of the year. Over 1 billion of U.S. military aid to Ukraine not properly tracked. Pentagon. What happened there? Oh yeah, that's right. This is a little bit later, July 25, 2024. Pentagon finds another 2 billion of accounting errors for Ukraine aid. Then I had one more that was sort of reiterating the 1 billion. Then what do we have here? The last one. Why are nearly 40,000 U.S. weapons sent to Ukraine unaccounted for? They have lost more in aid to Ukraine than they've invested. I say invested as though it's like they have to invest in their own communities, than they've spent in Lahaina, East Palestine, and the Carolinas, Georgia, as a result of this hurricane combined. I mean, you have to fully sit down and let that sink in. They've lost more money funding foreign proxy wars and funding illegal aliens in this country than supporting the citizens whose taxpayer dollars were squandered and laundered. I mean, and people are supposed to think that this is leadership? Kamala Harris standing in front of the ruins of somebody's property, talking about giving them $750 when they have not in total given American citizens who paid into that pool what they lost supporting that corrupt war in Ukraine and that corrupt Ukrainian regime. And then you get the sycophants on the interwebs who are defending it. You understand this is the amount available under FEMA's Special Needs Assistance Program that has been in place for 25 years, right? You further understand that this is for emergency needs and that other money is available for rebuild. Oh yeah, if and when you get it. Lahaina people, tell me how much, I don't know, what did you guys get from Federal Emergency Measures Act, whatever the heck that FEMA stands for? How much you guys get? East Palestine. Did Joe Biden take 1 year to go visit East Palestine? I think he did. I might be mistaken on that. Correct me, chat. And you know Biden has asked for much more funding for FEMA. And the House has not authorized, correct? Oh, okay. Thank you for the heads up there. You know that they gave prepaid debit cards to illegal immigrants in New York City, right? You know that? I think it was $2,000. Can you imagine? The response is quicker and more fruitful, more bountiful, monetarily more impressive for illegal immigrants. I mean, the bottom line is $2,000 for the victims of this hurricane would do jack squat. There's nowhere to spend it. Oh, but you got Kamala Harris on a plane, taking notes on a blank paper with earbuds that are not plugged into a phone, and then dumping on Trump for actually setting up a fundraiser to raise money for the victims of this hurricane. If it doesn't enrage you, it might be because somewhere deep down you think that the people in these areas deserve it. And there's a great many people who think that these people deserve it. Yeah, I guarantee you there are people in the media who think this is what climate denialists deserve. I guarantee you, because I've seen it. Don't play these videos because they're disgusting. That there are people out there who say, well, I saw a video. There's some racists up there who got what they deserve. These godless, demonic people who don't believe in a God then sit there saying, yeah, they get what they deserve. The people that they hate getting what they deserve, and the federal government that was elected to represent them squandering their taxpayer dollars on foreign corruption, foreign wars, illegal aliens. And when the time comes for them in need, the government leaves them high and dry, waiting in lines for empty shelves.